So it could be. Do you think that that could then be the two supports of the Gyrocopter, the Tiny coming out, and maybe look to just yeah, there's the Abaddon as well. So they are going to be able to pick that one up. And Atlantis, I suppose they do have the final pick as well. So with the Monkey King, wait, is this a core Abaddon then? Is it going to be Marcy Marana supports and then Abaddon 3?
I'm kind of looking at a Marcy core more so Abaddon core. I don't know right now. Atlantis, even if, however you put it, their ability to make plays is severely limited. Plus, all of their heroes like to get close and personal, which makes you an easy target for an Avalanche, an easy target for a Firefly. So I'm just not sure about what they're doing with these heroes. If you start falling behind, how do you make a play? I guess with the Marcy into an arrow, and then you jump in on their hero, bam, Avalanche, you die. So much more damage on the side of Made in Philippines. I'm just hoping we don't see another outdraft and Atlantis have something up their sleeve that's gonna kind of give me a sense of what they're trying to do with the lineup.
Yeah, I'm looking at both lineups and
10 seconds to go.
I can confidently say I have no idea where literally any of these heroes are going to play. With there only being one pick left on each side, you know, usually you can nail it down. Okay, this is going to go here. You know, you got that there, and then maybe these two are going to be flex. But I'm just looking at this. I'm saying, okay, I think the Marana is going to be support, and that's about as far as I get with both drafts.
That's not fair, Rob. You need to show some macho energy and say like, I know the Batrider is gonna be in the mid lane, and then if you're wrong, you can actually take some take some critiques for it. Now with this, I have to confidently say I have no idea what's going on here. Then that kind of contradicts itself. But just kidding. Either way, it's very hard to read these drafts right now. We're gonna have a little bit of sense of what Made in Philippines are going to do. Okay, I can confidently say that this Terrorblade is a carry, right? So most likely it's gonna be Terrorblade, carry, Gyro 5, Tiny 4, and then the DK and the Batrider, depending on what they see as the last pick. They're gonna be approaching that way. So now, Atlantis, what do you get? I feel like they're lacking damage. It would be a cool Zeus game, I feel like, especially because you have so many defensive heroes, Vision, the Dispose in the back, might be an interesting pick for Atlantis. I just don't see it as a game-winning hero.
I've got a hero, Drow Ranger. I'm always going to push the Drow Ranger whenever I get the opportunity, even if it doesn't fit the draft.
Oh, Drow Ranger, safe lane. With the Abaddon, it actually lanes okay against the Batrider. Dragonite is a counter to, but on level 1 and 2 you can crush him. Marana mid, going for an Axe, going for items like that, or even the you can get away from the Batrider. Sure, let's go Drow Ranger. It would I want to see something wild for Atlantis, because if they just get a basic mid lane hero, I think they will once again lose very easily, which isn't something that we are looking forward to. Atlantis did get a game from Army Geniuses, so I was hoping we do get to go to a 3-game series between the two.
So what you're saying is you want to see a MIPH pick here from Atlantis?
No. that I wouldn't like to see. I'm not sure in what kind of a lineup you would put the MIPH in.
You said something, something daring on the mid lane. MIPH's pretty daring when you've got a Gyrocopter, I suppose, and a Terrorblade as well. And Atlantis is going to go all the way through the reserve time once again, and they pick up Queen of Pain.
Team's all set.
Yeah, it's a hero that lanes well against the Bat. I guess you just put the Dragonite in the mid lane. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, you put the Dragonite in the mid lane. You might not be able to crush the safe lane of Atlantis, given that you're playing against the Abaddon, but Lucify can create some kind of a chance for a Batrider to make something happen. So it's not impossible for Made in Philippines even to do well in that lane. The lane I think is gonna be the most important for the side of Atlantis is this Marcy though. So the Monkey King Abaddon, they need to survive farm, but the Marcy Marana, these are the playmakers for Atlantis. These are the heroes to which the Queen of Pain will be coming, so that you can slow down the Terrorblade, because that is something that you absolutely have to do in this game. If the Terrorblade gets a Scotty at a decent time, Scotty, BKB, Yasha, or Full Manta, doesn't matter. you will lose. You will lose if you're Atlantis. So it's gonna come down to Marcy and the Mirana having a good time, not in terms of shutting the Terrorblade early on, but being able to threaten him throughout the early stages of the mid game and the mid game itself, with the Queen of Pain rotating towards them. So that's something that I'm looking for Atlantis as a potential for them to win this game. It's not as bad of an outdraft as it was in the previous one. I can see them winning, but I still think Made in Philippines have an easier time.
Yeah, well, excuse me. So we are going to be able to find out whether they're going to force it to a 3-game series here. Atlantis, look at them, they're ready. They're getting into battle, and it's. I still like the Made in Philippines draft a little bit more. I think late game you come to it, the Terrorblade is just way too scary to confidently say. Yes, they're going to find a way to beat them, especially as well when you've got the Batrider that might be able to drag victims towards them, if you need to get that Sunder off. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays from the side of Atlantis. I definitely am, but I still can't look past Made in Philippines draft.
Yeah, for sure. And also, you have an Abaddon. It's cool. It's really good at dealing with the DK. It's really good at dealing with the Batrider Lasso. But the thing is, you have to be in position. From the previous game, I didn't see Atlantis make too many aggressive moves. If you're to be in position for the Abaddon, there's 2 ways of doing it. One that is almost impossible, and that is guessing every single time from where your opponents will strike and on whom. And the second one is, and as I said, you need to be aggressive, you need to force out rotations from Made in Philippines yourself, and then you are gonna be able to position yourself correctly and be on the aggressive. Let's say with Wonder Boy, you're pushing the enemy tower, the enemies come in and you save him. From what I've seen in the previous game, Atlantis don't make too many aggressive moves in a sense of forcing out rotations from the enemies, and because of it, I just don't think that the Abaddon will be able to do much outside of the laning phase.
Yeah, so we are going to be setting up here as well. It looks like Luzify might try and come in onto the Ponyo. Ponyo is going to be pushed away, so it's just going to be 2 for 2 in terms of the boundary. No aggression coming through onto this. You can see as well both wards from the supports came up onto this cliff. So I wonder if there's a sentry going to be given out to maybe the Queen of Pain here to get that D ward off. It all depends on who got the plant down first, I think. The ping came.
They planted at the same time.
Did they?
They pretty much planted. Yeah, look at it. It's the 435, 436. They planted at the same time. So I think both of the teams are kind of gonna be aware, but they're not 100% certain that the word is there. So it's we might have a case of both of them living through it.
Yeah, and let's see as well, top lane, it's going to be Rupido going straight for that Firefly at level 1. So is this just try and get through the Aphotic Shields coming out from Ponyo?
That is a weird thing because you have 40. Okay, I understand what he's doing. He is pushing in the wave while the Tiny is pulling in. And now with the extra creep wave, you can just attack Atlantis and you can force them to go into the tower and not be afraid of getting zoned out because you have so many creeps to help you. But overall, it's very hard for the Batrider to last without the sticky napalm. So really nicely done from Rupido that he got 2 last hits out of that one because 40 CS, the creeps might just take away the CS from you because of that.
Yeah, and I was watching on the bottom lane there as well. There was the aggression coming through. WS still got on top of Teehee, made sure that homing missile didn't connect into Iad because Iad was getting pretty darn low. It might have been a kill though if they were able to get that homing missile off, but WS just hugging up against Teehee. As soon as the homing missile came through, yeah, they're going to be able to get a little bit of damage onto Ken with the dispose coming through now as well. The arrow's going to connect, but get down Mr. President. Teehee going to be able to soak that one up, and WS is going to be able to take care of the homing missile this time. It looks like not on Ken here with the Metamorphosis. One more right click onto WS. Going to be able to get him a kill. It might be his life though. Ooh, he gets low, 37. No leap, it's only a Mirana level 1, so that arrow, no Star Storm either there to follow up, and I am not going to be able to get the revenge kill. He's going to be able to get that level 2 out now, and it is going to be onto the leap, but the arrow flies through, dodged off by Ken, and Ken's going to be fine with this. It's not even... Okay, I was wondering why is his health going down, but it's just going to be the deny here. Teehee to the tower. Ayad though does get credit for that, so he is going to be getting the gold.
He used his salve that he had to save himself from dying to the first blood because the Mirana hit was flying to him and he was uncertain if he was gonna live. It was like a 30 HP. He has 7 armor, but you never know. That hit could have done enough damage. So Gyro used the salve, and because of it, he had to go for the deny. He didn't have any ways to stay in the lane. Obviously, he didn't wait enough for the Mirana to get the kill, but who cares? Your Terrorblade got the first blood. You're gonna be happy with that.
Yeah, and you can see the homing missile will come through onto Tomasi. There is no metamorphosis now, so Ken, if he wants to get into the dispose, is going to come through now as well. The arrow's already been used, so it's going to be on cooldown for the next 10 seconds. Or the mirror image going to come through from Ken. I think he'll be able to do the damage as well. Iron's just going to be able to get that leap away. And I completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, so the Terrorblade again, when that metamorphosis is down, how much danger is he going to be in when WS just gets these rebounds to disposes off, you know, into the arrows? Mirana picking up the Starstorm as well, so that's going to be the magical damage, ignoring that Terrorblade armor. How careful does he need to be in this lane now?
It depends on the positioning of Tiki. If Tiki is in the face of his enemies constantly, then you are not gonna be too afraid of it. But if Tiki is kind of trying to pull and stuff like that onto the side, it is gonna be problematic. This lane from Atlantis can be dangerous, and we're gonna see it now.
Yeah, and again, the dispose comes out. The rocket barrage was going to be there. The Starstorm now as well, but the homing missile into the stun. The leap forward, and Tiki, one more right click. It's going to be the double leap, and Iron's going to be able to clean up this kill. Can though, it's going to be able to get the kill into WS. WS is trying to run himself away from danger. And it looks like he's going to be fine. Does he actually want to come back in for the rebound dispose onto Ken? Ken, again, needs to be careful. He does have the illusions coming through, but just has to be careful about getting caught out. WS, he's not shy about trying to go for the kills. And he's getting himself the bracer up straight away as well. So it's going to be that survivability, a little bit more regen coming through. Wants to go for the soaring as well for that mana. As it looks like Lizardfire's going to be able to find Ponyo's courier here. So Ponyo on the high ground. He's got his boots out though, so he's just running away from that Tiny. And while all this is going on, we've not really spoke about the mid lane. So
yeah, we haven't.
Wonderboy going for, it just looks like the power treads straight off the bat with the bot on the mangoes coming through. JG's got himself, he's going to be the power treads as well. He's got himself the brace of the soaring. If you take a look at just a quick look at the net worth here, it's DK ahead by a little bit, but you know the last hits. Just look at how far ahead he is in terms of last hits.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, you know, 6 CS, it's 1.5 wave, not as big of a deal. The Queen of Pain maxing out the Scream of Pain. He's gonna be farming the side camp a bit faster. I actually expected the DK to put only 2 points in the Dragon's Blood and put everything else in the Breathe Fire, maybe get a point in the Dragon Tail, you know, but you don't really have to. But he wanted to have more regen. I don't think it was necessary though, especially when the Queen of Pain, knowing you're laning against the DK, you're not gonna get any points in Shadow Strike. Harassment is just not the way that you play this lane. It's all about the farm.
Okay, well, Rupido, it looks like he might be engaged on here as well with the Monkey King. His tree was broken by the Firefly. Oh, that feels bad as Ponyo, the damage ticking through. He's not going to have that Aphotic Shield, but he might still burn down. One more right click, and Rupido is going to be able to claim that kill up against the Abaddon. That must be one of the worst feelings in the world. When you're sitting on the tree, the Fireflies, you try and gank the hero, the tree just disappears from underneath you. And JG is going to be taking some harass. The rotation came through from Ire, though. There is going to be the Avatars coming through from Lizify. So Wonderboy going to be able to get the blink off. TP coming through here from the Abaddon as well. He's going to be able to refill the bot on the Queen of Pain, it looks like. If he passes it back
Maybe they can
across.
turn it.
No, did he? What? The bottle didn't refill?
Did he have a full inventory, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Or he moved a few steps away from the fountain. Tends to happen when you're unsure of where to go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the fight happened. Maybe he started running towards the top lane, not wanting to use it. So a bit of a unfortunate event there from the side of Atlantis. The DK was low enough. I thought that if he drinks all the bottle with the Sonic Wave, they might be able to get the kill. That would be a big one, but no such luck.
Speaking about kills, Mango Rose trying to chase here for Rubido. Was that Boundless Strike 13 seconds away, so he's already used it here. And it looks like the Batrider will be able to get himself back safe. Has that lasso up now at level 6, so he might be able to make something happen. Speaking about making something happen here, bottom lane, Iron's going to be coming through, but the homing missile is going to try and leap himself away from danger. Has that arrow if he wants to try and turn after that connects. But Teehee, pretty much full life. Ken, he's got that metamorphosis up as well, so he's got 13 1 charges, so it's a lot of survivability coming through for this Terrorblade. And Marcy just didn't want to stick it to the Terrorblade, doesn't have that. Right, so Marcy level 6 when you're playing as a core, do you just go for the Unleash at level 6, or do you want more points into that Dispose?
I think you go for the Unleash. I think you're okay with 2 points in Dispose. You can start going for the sidekick. You want the bonus damage as well. Rebound, obviously, you're gonna max out. But I think 2 points in Dispose are good enough. It gives you enough time for the arrow to connect if you use it properly. One thing I want to say though, in this game, MIPH, they play the top lane perfectly. Usually would see an Abaddon and the Monkey King do well against the Batrider, but level 1 Firefly was such a cool play. You pushed in the lane, then with the double wave you played against the Monkey King while the Abaddon was at the other part. You split them up. And when they're split, Atlantis just aren't that strong, and Rupido even got a kill in that lane, so he's gonna have like 8 minutes boots of travel. Doesn't happen too often overall with an off-lane bat. Even a mid-lane bat sometimes doesn't have it at that time.
Yeah, and you see, well, Mango Rose actually moved into the river. I don't know if he was trying to get that Invis rune up there, maybe look for a rotation out, but he is going to be able to go back into the jungle, look for these creeps, and it looks like he's just been forced out of the lane. You know, the Batroid, like you say, going to be able to get those boots of travel sometime soon as he gets these ancient stacks, and it just leaves the lane for Lucifer as well to find some XP. He's going to be able to get the Soul Ring off, maybe get a quicker 6, and then maybe look to get, you know, the rotations going with the 3-3 build coming through. He's going to be seen in the trees here. WS, he did go for the Unleash at level 6. If you try and get on top of this, Expose comes out. Arrow's going to connect onto the Gyrocopter now as well with the Starstorm. He's going to try and do his best onto Ayad, but Ayad, he's going to go down. He's absolutely not. Wonderboy with the damage there to get the kill, and now the TP into the mid lane. They might be able to go into JG as Ponyo was just soaking some XP here for JG. Level 8, 3 points into the Dragon's Blood. He's got himself the power treads here as well as the braces, so he's going to be pretty darn tanky.
Those are the rotations that we were kind of talking about at the start of the game. You want the Queen of Pain to go towards the Marcy. That is how you want to fight in this game. The problem is that the Terrorblade left that lane, you know, 7-8 minutes in. He understands that it's pretty much dangerous territory. He gets himself away, and you get a support kill, and you take a lot of damage to your mid lane tower. Considering you're going to be playing against the Bat and the DK, this is going to hurt you in the long run. Once the tower falls and the DK gets the blink, that is when things become scary for Atlantis. We get to that point where Abaddon is going to have to understand from which angle the DK will be coming from.
Yeah, the DK is going to be, I mean, look at this, there is 2 heroes here, but JG is just getting super aggressive, and he looks like he's not scared. There is going to be the last one to the Monkey King, though. Firefly damage will be coming through. Does he want to go for the sticky napalm damage as well? Mango Rose going to be healed up by Ponyo. Ponyo has that Aphotic Shield, but only level 3, so no borrowed time to come out. Rapido, he might want to chase, and again, the boost of travel, like I said, going to be there. The Firefly, though, it's going to be wearing off 3 heroes. Rapido is going to be able to get himself away from this one. Looks like he's just going to beat his wings away, and speaking about getting beat, he gets beat up again once on the bottom lane, and this tier 1 tower is going to take a beating as well from Marcy and the Unleash.
Big thing for MIPH though is that they defended they got the mid lane tower, and JG will have his blink soon. JG now trying to do a bit more here on the bottom lane, defend it a bit longer, but I don't think this is the lane for him to be. For me, MIPH, they can let this tower fall, they can just prepare the division inside of their pink jungle, go there for pickoffs, and play constantly on the top lane, just keep killing the enemies there and reducing their map. The Terrorblade doesn't really want to be on the bottom lane too much. The Ancients are gonna be his place to be from now on.
Yeah, and Wonderboy hasn't really rotated off this mid lane. You know, there was the one rotation to the bottom, but the Queen of Pain, hypermobile hero, I was expecting him at level 5, level 6, you know, to making constant rotations to the top lane, to the bottom lane, putting those pressures on, and Wonderboy, he's just not been able to do it. You know, the Dragon Knight seems to have taken control of this mid lane, and it's just forced the Queen of back a couple of times that, you know, he's been pushed back. He's the one incident without the bottle, so Wonderboy here, you know, he's going to be going towards the Kaya. Does he then need to be looking to put the pressure onto this Terrorblade, because the Terrorblade's taking up the mid lane as well. There is going to be the rotation coming through. Sonic Wave gets committed. Sunder comes out though, and Ken, he's going to be able to survive through this with 4 heroes rotating in. And look at this, Lucifer, he wants to be coming in. He's going to be able to get himself in with the Tumbler Toy. The Avatar comes out. It's going to be the leap away from Ayad. But that was just, again, it's just something that Atlantis tried that doesn't pay off. And what's like the 3rd, 4th, 5th time that they've done something like that, and it's just not come through for them.
At least I would classify that as a solid attempt. It was a really solid attempt. The Terrorblade barely got his Sunder off, so they added enough damage. To start it off, I thought it's not gonna be enough, that they were gonna smoke towards the top lane. That would be the ideal one, but they put an emphasis on killing the TB. Now it's not working out. Yeah, it's bad, but you know, it was a good try. If Mango Rose was there a little bit earlier with the Bondo Strike, you get the kill, and then the enemies have to TP to the mid lane. Though now the chase is on for MIPH here at the bot.
Rapido, yeah, he was trying to get himself close for the lasso onto the Marcy. He was probably half a second away. Just didn't have the vision, but it was a good attempt. So they are going to be able to get some farm here for Mango Rose on this bottom lane. Going to be the Battle of Fury coming out for the Monkey King here as well. So in terms of net worth, you know, he's got a little bit of catching up to do from that Dragon Knight. But he is being... Nope, maybe he's not going to be given the space here as the Avalanche comes through. He's just going to be quick to back to the tree. But... So Mango Rose, once this Battle of Fury comes out, it's going to be into the BKB, going to be into the Skadi. But do you really think he's going to be given the time to farm all this up?
And we're back.
I think you have to go that route if you're the Monkey King with how the game is going right now. You can't really think that you're going to be able to shut down the Terrorblade. Okay, maybe you will. Atlantis, they found him right now. This should be the kill.
Yeah, it will be the kill there as well. He didn't have the stun to get that health back. There is going to be the cooldown coming through from Tiki, but Wonderboy with the rotation, so they're going to be able to get a double kill onto Ayad. Ayad's going to be taken down in revenge here. JG, it looks like he might be able to get something out of this one as well. One more right click, he's going to be able to take down WS. Yeah, he ticks down to the poison. And again, JG just doesn't even need to look at the kill. He was already flying himself away as the Marcy did go down.
Oh, that's a pretty solid one. You know, you do get the kill on the Terrorblade. You even got that gyro. That was a nice bonus. They weren't even looking to get him, but he kind of offered himself up. Rupido is going to be going on Ponyo, but yeah, there's not much chance that Ponyo will be getting out of this one.
I love this as well. Just drag him onto the cliff. You have the vision from the flying vision from the Bat Rider, and it's like, even if your little leg could take you away from that, you know, we're going to cliff you. We're going to make sure you don't go anywhere. And he gets taken down, and the kill goes the way of Made in the Philippines there.
So Atlantis, they are keeping this game quite okay for them. You know, we talked about the Monkey King and his Battle Fury. He has it. It's a relatively decent timing considering his lane wasn't ideal, but he did get a solid amount of farm. And, you know, BKB, Skadi, Monkey King is one of those heroes that can actually stand his ground against the Terrorblade if the Wukong's command is active. So, I like that he's going a little bit more into the greedy route, because that's what you need to do. You're not going to be able to completely shut down the Terrorblade, and you need to have ways of dealing with him later on. So this is the perfect way to do it.
And I got my answer from the last game as well. The Pine Cones do 40 plus 3 damage. So that was just enough to get the kill onto the Marcy from the last game. But speaking about the Marcy in this game, going to be able to get the rebound into the dispose onto the Tiny. Tiny can get himself away from this one. He's a big tanky boy, but not enough health there to get himself away from 4 heroes from the group up here of Atlantis.
I expected more aggression from MIPH once the DK Blink came out. JG, he got it. He was thinking about a Midas at some point. I think with the way that they're playing, he might be happier going for it right now, because this Blink of the DK, it hasn't been used for much aggression. I thought him and the Batrider are going to be playing together more, but he wants Rupido to have the BKB before they actually go for those aggressive plays.
Yeah, and Ponyo going to be able to get the D-Ward there. Wasn't scared of the Batrider. He knew he had backup coming in. The Lesser was down anyway, so there wasn't going to be a follow-up. And JG, like you say, yeah, the Blink comes out. He's going towards that BKB next, but he's not really used it super aggressively. 4-0-0, though. It's not too bad for the DK. There's going to be the rotation up. Can they get Ken again? Again, they're going to need the lockdown. It's going to be the really nice rebound into the Unleash, into the Sonic Wave. The Dispose comes through. The damage, he's going to be able to get the Sun Drop once again. The TP is coming in from Rubido, and now WS Wonderboy. They need to run themselves away. The Lasso comes out. They've got the reveal onto the Queen of Pain. Easy kill there. Has 3-4 heroes from the side of MIPH. Just going to be able to put the pressure now onto this T. It's going to be coming through point blank, but you've got to be really careful. The damage coming through from Tihi, even as support, if you walk right up to him, the Rocket Barrage. The arrow connects onto, I think it was an illusion there as well. And now JG behind the trees. Does he want to show off the Blink tag? He's going to be able to get it on top of the Mirana. Mirana can get himself away from this one. It looks like Ayad, he's going to try, but it's going to be another homing missile. He claims the kill. And nothing he could do there. But Ponyo wants to come in onto Luzify. Luzify is going to be able to get himself away from this one. The Dispose comes out. Stun will be there. The TP's coming through from the Monkey King now as well. Tihi, they don't have the Balance Strike, so they're not going to be able to stop those TPs. And JG now worries that Balance Strike still 2 seconds away. So the DK just gets the TP away in lane.
Oh, that's now twice in a row that Atlantis barely get the kill. They're actually making really nice attempts onto the Terrorblade. Obviously, this time around the Tiny was ready, and this is something that I've been talking about in the draft. Atlantis, even though they're not all melee heroes, they like to be close and personal. The Queen of Pain loves to be in your face, and the Mirana as well with the Starstorm. All of those things make it very easy for the Tiny Avalanche to be super effective, and that's what we saw there. You know, the Marcy jumps in, the Queen of Pain jumps in. There's the Avalanche. It slows them down, and the Terrorblade gets the Sunder off. Just barely yet again. He was below 100 HP for sure.
Yeah. And there is going to be the rotation through. Again, Wonderboy, is it just a case of... Because they grouped up as two, so they didn't really have the lockdown. The Sunday came out for Ponyo. He's got that borrowed time. But yeah, would it have just been a case of waiting there for Aya to rotate in on that gank on the top lane to maybe then try and secure the kill onto the Terrorblade? Because the Terrorblade was alone. If they'd have got the arrow off, you would have been locked down long enough there for the kill. Did they just jump the gun a little bit?
No, in Dota, you're gonna see an opportunity to jump not that often, especially not on a hero like a Terrorblade. He 2 seconds later, even a second later, he would have been deeper, and you wouldn't have the vision. So I think it was the right time to go. And you spoke about him, but we're gonna see him go to rest for the next 30 seconds. So we don't really have to think about will the Murana be making rotations anywhere. Nope, because for 30 seconds he'll just be dead, and Ponyo seems to be joining his buddy as well.
Yeah, 12 seconds to that borrowed time, but not long enough to survive there from Ponyo. So again, another quick pickoff comes through here, 10-8. It doesn't seem like a massive gap here, but you know, it just seems like, oh, the bottom lane, they might be able to go into Luzify. Luzify is going to go down. Mango Rose picks up the kill with the Wukong command. So yeah, the Monkey King's catching up with the Battle Fury now as well, going towards that Skadi. I think the BKB's coming out on the courier. Excuse me, is that the time that then you want to maybe move as with the rest of your team, or is the Monkey King still going to be fine for the next 5 or 6 minutes, still farming up in wherever you can find the space?
You want to farm, and now with the BKB you feel confident to engage as well, so you don't really have to be in the trees and just behind your Queen of Pain. So if there is a big rotation, the Monkey King will be there. He's a very mobile hero, and we're seeing that Atlantis are coming towards the bottom lane. There's only their vision there. At this part of the map, the Monkey King would love to fight, so he can connect to his team in the mid lane. The problem is he doesn't have a Wukong's command. He used it for the Tiny, so he's really not that powerful in fights, and you are still somewhat susceptible to dying, especially to the lasso.
Well, let's see what they can do here. They might be able to find out onto Rupido, but it is going to be on top of 3 heroes, so it is going to be the Jarrah comes and goes down immediately. The last one comes out to the Marcy. Do they have anything that was the Baron's not going to be close, so he's not going to be able to get, but WS going to be able to walk himself away from this. So just, you know, give it that Naruto run away, as it looks like that Unleash has started to come out. Mango's going to rotate in now as well. 37 seconds, I like to say, until that Wukong's command comes out, but the Balance Strike is going to carry into the Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight can get himself away from this. The illusions just pop out of everywhere now as well. A really nice ultimate coming through from the Queen of Pain. They're going to be able to get the kill, and they fall more onto this. It looks like Rupido, he wants to carry on going in. He's going to be getting back into this fight, so they clean up onto Ponyo. Mango Rose is going to try and go for the TP away. The arrow connects onto the Gyrocopter now as well, so it is going to be the big core away WS, so he might be once again the sacrificial lamb. And at least he's keeping it canon accurate, you know, the Marcy there being the one that has to die. Spoilers if you've not seen the anime, to make sure the rest of the team do succeed.
The side of MIPH there really wanted this fight. They didn't have to take it, but you don't want your mid lane tower to fall that easily. You do get the BKB of the Monkey King. You do get a pretty solid defense. The question is now, how far away can you push out lanes? And the answer, I get it quite fast. With the Terrorblade Illusions, you can do it actually quite nicely. With all the lanes pushed out, means that Atlantis really won't be able to make many moves now when the meta is down. So overall, a pretty nice read from MIPH that you can maybe give away some of your heroes, but still the cleanup is going to be nice for you. So overall, I think MIPH are going to be happy with that one, because getting the BKB charges lower and lower on the Monkey King this early on is going to be a big deal. Usually with the Monkey King, you don't really have to do it inside of the Wukong's command. You're going to be okay.
And so yeah, like I say, he's continuing to farm. He's got that BKB out, so the Skadi comes out next. He's got himself one of the ultimate orbs as well, so he's still doing pretty fine. But it looks like, again, the Terrorblade, that we've not really checked back onto the items. He's got the Manta Style, he's got that Skadi out, so he's going to be able to turn this one back around onto the Monkey King in the fights. JG might show, it's going to show, but it doesn't look like there's going to be a reply here. As yeah, you can just see as well that he had 3 heroes behind him, so if anything came out, there is going to be the smoke coming through now from the side of Made in Philippines. They're going to be able to jump onto Wonderboy. Wonderboy can get himself, he's going to be able to get the bullet. Oh! Spider Sense must have been tingling there. As Lizify now out of position. The Dispose going to come through. He's going to be dragged back. The BKB hit the WS as well. So they're going to be able to get on top of Lizify. Arrows is going to fly through. Yeah, they're going to be able to get this kill. JG, though, it's going to be the chase. Where's that Dispose? 5 seconds away. So can they get themselves into a decent position? The cooldown, they're going to be able to walk themselves away from this one. The Dust Reveal does come through as well from Rapido, but it looks like they're going to be able to get back in WS. But the lasso is going to be there. So they're going to get dragging back onto the Marcy. The Marcy now going to be able to survive through this one a little bit. Not cocky, but you know, there was some confidence there as the Dragon Tail comes out from the Marana, and a little bit misplaced confidence. The BKB for JG now wants to turn and try and fight into this Mango Rose, though he does have that BKB back up as our Wukong's demand for this fight.
Ooh, I thought the Monkey King was actually gonna go for that one there when he was on the first street closer to the side of MIPH, but he decided not to. He thought maybe they have some vision on me. I don't want this to happen. I don't want my ulti to get used for nothing, so he does get himself away. But overall, it is a pretty nice one for Made in Philippines. You force out another BKB charge, this time not on the Monkey King, but the Marcy, and you get a kill on the Marcy when you don't have the Metamorphosis. So now MIPH, they are ready to fight. So once they have the lasso, we can finally see them make an aggressive move. They haven't done so for a pretty big chunk of time. But even without the lasso, you know, just to jump in from the DK would be quite nice. Huh? Rupido, though, gets caught. That's a beautiful arrow from Ayat.
Yeah, and Wonderboy is going to be able to pick up the kill. Right, am I showing my age here, or do you hear the Tenacious D guitar solo as well anytime you see Wonderboy?
No, I don't hear it. I don't hear it.
Ponyo gets tossed back. He's going to have that borrowed time as well. So the Dragon Tail does come out, though. They're going to be healing him back up, but just immediately blown right back down to 0 health as Ken. Just coming through. There is going to be the Avatos coming through onto the Murano. Just the Avalanche this time. Yeah. Lizify work himself away. So you seriously don't hear the Wonderboy song from Tenacious D? I'm just getting old. That's it. I'm turning to one of those... one of those people, you know, the dad rock kind of guys.
I know a lot of Tenacious D songs, and I don't know the Wonder Boy one.
You don't know Wonder Boy?
No.
That is like probably top 5 Tenacious D song, right? That's your homework now during the break. That after this game's over, you need to go and listen to Wonder Boy.
Okay, I will. I trust you. Either way, Made in Philippines, I like how they're playing this one. They're always trying to toss people back, get them out of position so the Abaddon can't save them. That's a really cool approach. I don't think they necessarily have to do it. Sometimes they have good places to just jump in, especially when you have two heroes that can just pull people back. You know, you can start in with the DK stun, and then there can be a lasso waiting for. Oh, actually, the Battery didn't have a BKB. Okay, so once he does get it, then maybe we're gonna stop seeing the toss back attempts, and kind of MIPH will focus more on conventional ways to engage, and that is just jump in, stun. The Aphotic Shield comes out, and then the lasso just pulls the enemies into death. If you catch the Monkey King, the fight is just over for Atlantis, so Mango Rose is gonna have to be very, very careful. That's why, oh, he's going for a Silver Edge. I like that one. That's a pretty solid positioning item in the later portions of the game when the map is so open. At least when you're approaching team fights, you're not gonna be spotted.
Yeah, he's had that queued up after the Scary as well, so, and again, he's just being given the time and space to farm up, so he's not really too scared about having to, say, run down, maybe end the game. Now, there is going to be smoke coming through from MIPH, though, looking for a long rotation around. Lasso's going to be available. The Dragon Tail comes through. They're going to be able to lock down onto Marcy once again. Marcy onto the lasso, and it looks like he get that kill pretty darn quickly. Trying to get himself out with the leaps, but it looks like they want to carry on going onto this, because Mango Rose on the back line is going to be able to get the kill onto the Tiny. Going to miss onto the Balance Strike, though. BKB comes out from Mango Rose. They're not going to be able to get the lockdown onto anyone inside this Wukong's command, though. So Mango Rose, he stakes his claim on his territory, but no anchor points to keep the side of MIPH locked down into it. Now Rupido, I think he'll be able to get in. It's going to be the arrow flies through onto an illusion from the Terrorblade.
MIPH are walking into the Roche Pit. The Marcy bought back. Sure, there's no Wukong's Commander, the BKB on the Monkey King, but this is a bit too greedy. I think Atlantis can at least poke here. You know, you have the BKB on the Marcy. You can get the back line for sure.
Yeah, and Ponyo, he might lead the line here. He has that borrowed time. Photic shields are up. It's going to be the rebound. The BKB comes out from the Marcy into the Unleash. And the damage, you're going to be able to get a quick kill onto Teehee now as well. Teehee doesn't have the buyback. JG, he pops down that fireball. Kenny's used that BKB as well. He has that man star. The back line, so I think they'll be able to go on to Wonderboy. Wonderboy with the Sonic Wave. They're going to be able to go JG taking a lot of damage. They get the kill onto Ponyo. And Wonderboy, does he have that blink? He's going to be able to get himself out of danger. The balance strike comes through BKB here. So they get the stun into the Terror Blade. But JG's got that BKB. And now the Sunder comes out. WS needs to get himself out of danger. Has that rebound. But there's going to be a really nice avalanche coming through onto Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain once again has that blink, but you want to carry on going here. Ken again, the Sunder is going to be down, so they're going to be able to get the kill onto JG and maybe chase him down onto Ken, but it might just be a little bit too far here for the side of Atlantis. They back themselves away. They're going to heal up onto WS once again, and now they might even just say thank you. This Roshan down to half health, and they're in the perfect position with 3 heroes being dead on the side of MIPH to walk themselves into the pit and pick this up.
Very weird decision from MIPH to walk into Rush Pit. I don't know what they were thinking. Okay, now they're gonna be buying back that. Oh, arrow into the Terror Blade.
Yeah, they're gonna be able to get that lockdown. He does have that Sunder coming up in 2 seconds, but is the damage gonna be there? It is gonna be there, down for 69 seconds. No buyback for him. And once again, just straight into the pit as the Wukong Summon has been used once again. Just for, again, a little bit of control. And it does secure the Aegis here for Mango Rose.
Okay, so you are playing the Radiant side. You do not have the tier 2. The outpost is still controlled by the enemies. You are in a 4 versus 5 scenario with your meta running out. And you just walk into the Roche Pit. Enemies already bought back. You force things out. You can control your triangle for like 40, 50, 60 seconds. Wait for your spells. And then go back in. Kind of taunt Atlantis to have to go for you while your meta is down. But they can't really do it. But you decide to go for the Roche. So I think that was definitely a greedy move coming out from MIPH. I don't think they felt the need like we have to take this, we're gonna lose this game. No, you have a Terror Blade, you have a late game Dragonite that can be very, very powerful, and you just forced out the fight that I don't think you had any chances of winning, to be honest. Like, Marcy jumps on your supports, uses the BKB, and they're dead. That's over. It's immediately 5 versus 3. You really think you're gonna win a 5 versus 3 against the enemies? Not gonna be the case, especially because the enemies have the Abaddon. He's gonna save 1 hero, and suddenly you have to run. So I don't really think that that MIPH were really thinking about the consequences that could come out from that one. But after this game, if they lose and they're on a good path to do so, they will need to do so.
And this tier 2 tower being pressured here from Mango Rose. The top tier 2 tower has already gone down, so JG can push it in with the fireball and just continue to move on here. But Mango Rose, he's got that double damage. He's got the Shadow Blade at least in his inventory coming through here for him, and he's not going to be too far away from the Silver Edge. So the Flame Break comes up from the Bat Rider. But this tier 3 tower, the aggression comes through. Mango, he's popped that double damage rune. What are they going to try and do with this? Because it looks like Marcy's just going to move himself back through and into the mid lane. You know, they're not going to go for any super aggression here to try and break the high ground. It looks like they're just happy. Did you want to try and move themselves now up to this top lane on the side of Atlantis, take down this tier 1, take down the tier 2, you know, take complete control away from the side of MIPH?
That's the play. Going high ground against the Bat Rider Tiny, no matter how strong you are gonna get destroyed. And then imagine being tossed into the arms of the Terror Blade. You can have 10 lives if you're the Monkey King. He will crush you. So and plus, you know, your Abaddon is not gonna be there in time. Abaddon now has the rate back, so that's gonna give his cores a little bit more time to stay alive before he can actually respond with the Photic Shield. It's gonna be quite nice. And MIPH going for smoke, knowing they can't stay in their base.
Oh, they're gonna get the lasso onto Aya though. The reveal comes through with the dust, so they're gonna be able to lock down onto this Mirana. They do get the kill, but it's so much here just spent for what, a position for Mirana. And it's the lasso is still a pretty big investment for that.
They're not gonna get much map control out of it either. They got their outposts, but the bottom lane is just not a highly contested area right now. Because Atlantis, they don't care about it. They don't care about even losing the tier 1. I think that MIPH are gonna even be afraid to push that tier 1. And this leaves the top part of the map open for Atlantis to do whatever they want. So overall, even though you get a kill, even though you get a part of the map, it's not the part of the map that you were looking for. Ideally, you would want to control your triangle so that you can prevent this, but with the last outer tower gone, now Atlantis, they have so many options what they're about to do. They're already drawing lines. I think this is the line. Force them back. Once they're there, just run towards the bottom lane. Yep, they're gonna see 2 heroes. I still don't think you catch MIPH in time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends which way Lizify wants to go here. There is going to be the balance strike coming through from Mango Rose just to get right on top. Tiny throws out the avalanche, but he looks like he's going to be controlled by the Dispose in mid-air, and Mango Rose gets the kill onto Lizify. So now, Terrorblade, he's going to have to hide himself. He just uses the illusion of blocks by Ken, so Ken just has to move out of his, get out of his own way there as Teehee comes through with a TP, and yeah, I had re-pushing down this lane. The outpost goes right back in the way of Atlantis, and you can see that the Marcy's not even really moved off, so if there was a quick pick to be had, you know, Wonder Boy was close. They're going to be able to get the jump on, clear off this creep wave, and just again start to put the aggression onto this mid lane. And what can they do now on the side of MIPH? Because I suppose the Dragon Knight is trying to split push onto this top lane. He's got the Fireball that's going to be able to put out a lot of pressure going towards that Ag Scepter as well. Do they just need to... I mean, the Aegis is going to be down in the next 27 seconds. So MIPH just waiting this one out before they try and go for a fight? Or is this, again, just turtle in, find the items for the Dragon Knight, find the items for Ken, and then look to maybe get a pick off if Atlantis are out of position?
It's smoke time. Ideally, you push out the top lane, then you smoke. You smoke, you go through the mid lane, and you try to fight around the mid lane. Not on your triangle, not on the bottom lane, because that one you don't care about. You try to fight around the mid lane, so if you win a fight, that you can take care of your triangle. And we are seeing lines that are being drawn. So MIPH now, it's time to outpush the lanes a little bit and then go for it. I just think that they had a window there they could have went for, where Atlantis might not have been ready given that the Aegis was still up, but now it's becoming a bit harder. Again, it's going to be push out the lanes, wait for the opportunity, and try to fight ideally on the mid lane. Okay, they're forcing some rotations to the bottom lane. Now it would be perfect to go into the triangle. They actually made Atlantis move out of that area. No real reasons for them to do so, especially not with all of their heroes.
Yeah, it looks like we are going to see a 4-man smoke coming through here. The Queen of Pain is away from the rest of the team, so Wonder Boy needs to be careful, but I don't think they have any vision to see this yet. In fact, you can see the vision that MIPH have here. It's just that there's not a lot at all. So the arrow is going to fly through. They might have an idea, and the Monkey King is away from this now. Ponyo going to be stepping up in the trees. Wonder Boy throws out the Shadow Strike, but there's not really... You know, they have to watch for the Dragon Knight to engage. They have to watch for Rupido to engage here now as well. And JG, how far away from that? He's nowhere near close to the Ags as well.
He's not. He went for the AC. So it's all about surviving the physical damage from the Monkey. You don't want to be, and the Marcy, you don't want to be caught by those heroes and just get destroyed. I like what Atlantis are doing right now. They're itemizing for a potential high ground push. So Lincoln Spheres, level 25 with the Queen of Pain approaching as well, and the Lotus Orb on the Mirana. Those are the ways that you're going to be able to break high ground with those items, with ways to stop the lasso from pulling you really far back.
And I suppose it is super hard. Oh, Luzify, he's going to be able to come in though. There's going to be the disposal into the Gyrocopter once again being caught out. Luzify going to be taking a lot of damage. Ken trying to do what he can. The right click's coming out, but they're going to be able to get right on top of Ken. Ken, the Wukong comes out now. He pops that BKB. 2 heroes dead already on the side of MIPH with no buyback. And it looks like WS, again, the Unleash comes out. He just wants to use it to help clean off this creep wave on the tail end of that. And yeah, I was about to say before that fight broke out that it must be super hard to engage when your engagement tool is the Batrider and the Lasso, unless you see this Abaddon. And even if you do see the Abaddon and you get the grab on him, he's going to have the borrowed time. So how do MIPH really start these fights? Because the Abaddon just seems like a counter to the entire start of every fight that MIPH want to take.
You need to have the Terrorblade up front, you know, and with the Atlantis walking up the high ground, unless it's your own high ground in the base, and then you can use the lasso to pull them back. That is the deal. But I don't think MIPH can wait for that. In my mind, the way that you needed to protect that ward is for Kent to be the one up forward. So you know that he can do enough damage. This Terrorblade does a lot of it, but he just cannot kill people in seconds.
Oh, Mango Rose, he turns, he gets the BKB off. The arrow's actually going to get it to the Gyrocopter on the backlines now as well. So that's going to be the Lotus Orb and the BKB down on the Monkey King. 80 seconds on that. Is this a window now where MIPH can do something?
it's a time where they should be doing something. I just don't think they have any smokes. So right now, you are still afraid to go into your triangle because you don't have vision there. So you're trying to get the area of the map that you can control, and this is the one on the bottom.
Yeah, they're going to get the drag back with the gem onto the Marcy now as well. Mango Rose is coming into this. He does have that Wukong's command to throw out, but what can he do here? Really good Sonic Wave coming through as well as the Wukong's command. The damage onto JG. That's going to be the blow up onto the Terrorblade. And they get the Dragon Knight as well. Dragon Knight's going to try and get himself out of this. He's dead at 110 seconds. No buyback available. And this looks like, again, the creep wave is pushed up. So is this now the opening for Atlantis to come up and take a lane of racks?
It's a definite opening. You have no lasso. You have no DK. It's a problem for sure. It's a problem for sure because even if your Terrorblade buys back with the meta, I just don't see him doing enough damage, and the side of Atlantis can easily fall back.
In fact, they take a tier 3. They're just going to go straight for tier 4. So the buyback comes through from the Tiny here. They've got 3 out of the 5 heroes hitting onto, obviously with the Master being dead, hitting onto the racks. And just the illusion from the Monkey King here. Just onto that tier 4, but they do move up to the top lane. They're going to try and take out another tier 3. Maybe try and force out a buyback as well. I mean, that Roshan, 28 seconds away, so it's going to be perfect time from this to take this racks, back themselves up to the pit if that's what they want to do. Flame Break does come out to try and quell some of this aggression, but Atlantis, they take 2 lanes of racks. They take a really good fight here, and they can just move themselves out 14 seconds until Roche is back up.
I think MIPH need to fight this. If the Roche has the refresher, the Monkey King gets that one, the game will just be this should be the third Roche, right?
Second.
Oh no, it's only the second one. Oh, okay. Then it's okay. Then you can let it go. Still, I don't think that you can do much. The refresher will still come out from the Monkey King. He uses 2 Wukong's commands. He's gonna be taking the third lane of racks. MIPH need to fight outside of their base. It's a necessity. And Lucify, yeah, not like that, you know. Fight outside of your base with a chance of winning, not just dying. Either way, even though you're really good at high ground defense, you're not gonna have enough to deal with Atlantis.
I mean,
once they have the Roche.
Tiny already bought back. He's dead now for... Well, he's not dead for 6.5 minutes, but he's got no buyback for the next 6.5 minutes. Down for the next 64 seconds. And once again, it's only a lane of racks standing between Atlantis and Mega Creeps here. This defense coming out from MIPH, as they are going to move themselves into the Roche pit here. Atlantis needs to be point perfect, otherwise they're going to give up Megas. Yeah,
after this Roche goes to the side of Atlantis, and now it's certain that it will, without any play coming out from the side of MIPH, it's gonna be almost impossible for them to do anything. The Terrorblade is saving the buyback. If I was him, I'd buy the MKB. He is close to it. He doesn't have the money for the full thing, but if he had, I'd buy out. You can see he's buying out the items, and even his career dies. Okay, he just pretty much threw away his buyback for nothing, because his item will not be getting delivered.
Yeah, that's rough. I mean, how much off the buyback? He's 450 off the buyback as well. So, it's like you say, that even the Demon Knight, it would have been a decent boost to him in terms of damage. And now he's not even going to have that.
They're worried outside of the base. They want to go. Maybe they can toss Mango Rose back.
They're going to be able to get in. Yeah, the toss comes through onto the Monkey King. The Monkey King, though, is he going to be able to get himself out of this? He does have that Aegis. The damage coming through. The lasso. Arizona going to connect into an illusion again. They're going to try and drag him into... Oh, he's just too short from the fountain. That would have been a really good snatch if you could get him in there. But is there going to be a toss coming through? No, he's going to be going in there. Anyway, Mango Rose taking fountain damage now as well. He throws out the Wukong's command, and it looks at the fountain dive. Actually going to pay off from the side of Atlantis. They say, drag me into your fountain. I'll just claim all of the kills. And GG will be called here now as well. Teehee looks like he's going to be the final death. Team wipe comes out, and Atlantis take game number 2.
Yeah, okay, so I like the plan from MIPH. I think it was a decent one. We can't win unless the Monkey King is in our fountain. And then you get him into your fountain and you find out that even that is not enough. They had the buybacks, but with the Monkey King surviving all of that, they're like, okay, guys, I think it's time to call it a day, play for game 3. I think Made in Philippines in this game, they just didn't use the aggression properly, especially on the DK. The thing I liked for them is whenever they see the Abaddon, they just go for him, pop the burrow time, and then go for him again. So they did get a few kills that way. But once the DK got the blink, we didn't see any moves. Even though the Gyro, the Tiny, these two supports, they can do a ton of damage with them not making any moves, and then just being the heroes that split push instead of getting kills, they were the ones given away kills, and thus the Atlantis did get the victory. Of course, Mango Rose, he farmed out of his mind in this game. 11-0-7, didn't get caught a single time, but there were times where Made in Philippines, they had their timings and they just didn't use it. In the end, it was Atlantis using it quite nicely. And I have to say, Rob, this is in a situations where Atlantis a few times their ganks to the Terrorblade didn't work out. So I'd have to say not even close for Made in Philippines in this game, though. I do have to say it's their fault. They had a good laning phase, they had the mid lane tower taken down early on, and they never invaded the enemy part of the map.
Yeah, and I thought with the way that Ken was surviving through those early ganks, like you say, that it was going to turn in the favor of Made in Philippines, but the Monkey King was just given the time and space to farm up. He got his items, wasn't really disrupted. You can see the net worth at the end there, 33k over the Terrorblade's 25. You know, there was no real pressure on the Monkey King outside of him actually joining the fights. So it was just easy for Atlantis to say, okay, well, now we're farmed up, we're ready to fight. And they took game number 2. But that just means we get a full 3-game series here for Made in Philippines versus Atlantis. We're going to be taking another quick 15-minute break, guys. So get yourself something to eat, get yourself something to drink. Get Wonder Boy by Tenacious D on in the background while you wait for us to come back. It's an absolute banger. But for now, we are going to be taking the break. We'll see you in about 10-15 minutes for the third and final game of Made in Philippines versus Atlantis. See you then.